Let us begin rightly, not with many words, but with a single premise that must either stand or fall by demonstration. God is one. If that is true, there are not two powers contending in your mind, not a holy power and an anxious one. If that is true, then anxiety has no authority of its own. It only seems to speak when we lend it our tongue. For 180 seconds, we will refuse fear any power. Be still and know that I am God. Understand our arrangement. This is not therapy, not self-improvement, not a brighter thought to chase away a darker one. As long as you believe there is power in a good thought, you are far from the kingdom. Thought is not power. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. Our work is not to perfect the human mind, but to cease giving it offices it does not hold. Stop. Stop. I can of my own self do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. When we are through thinking, grace can appear as what is. We are not many minds competing. We are gathered into one recognition. Where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. United consciousness is not arithmetic. It is one awakening to itself through all present. If there be 10 righteous who know one power, a city is blessed. If there be 2, a household rests. If there be 1, this room is sanctuary. We will hold one field, the one power field, without pleading, without method, without effort, housekeeping for work. Our method is silence. Let your tongue fall quiet. Let your teeth come together. Do not counsel God. Do not counsel yourself. No mantra repeated to persuade the infinite. No breath scheme. No technique. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. That is not a device. It is a recognition. In a few moments, we will engage a timed practice. 3 minutes. Not to get peace, but to discover whether peace is not already present when the imposter is unseated. We will test, not argue. Between now and that bell, settle one thing within yourself. You will not negotiate with fear. Grant it no throne, no microphone, no hearing. If it knocks, let it knock, but do not open. If it shouts, let it echo in nothing. God is, the Lord is. That's all. Bring to mind your own inadequacy and be grateful. It makes room for the Father. Then, when we enter the silence together, do nothing. Acquaint now thyself with him and be at peace. The test will speak. The Spirit will witness to itself. We must now let the skeleton become flesh. The letter can point. It cannot heal. Words about bread are not bread. The map is not the mountain. The menu is not the meal. The letter of truth is precious as a signpost. It lifts us above superstition and fear. It clears the brush of old beliefs, but it cannot do the walking for us. There are 2 parts to this work, the letter and the spirit. The letter instructs God is one. The spirit knows it. The letter assembles phrases. The spirit is the presence to which those phrases point. You cannot see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or think it. Yet, when the spirit of truth stirs, harmony appears as naturally as dawn. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Why, then, do techniques fail? Because they attempt to arm the human mind, and the human mind has no sword. Neither mind nor thought can heal. As long as you believe there is power in a good thought, you are far from the kingdom. Thought is not power. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. Who by taking thought can add a cubit to his stature? Who can, by arranging words more cleverly, upend a universe not made with hands? The carnal mind is enmity. It cannot be spiritualized into God. You can polish it, perfume it, hypnotize it, but it remains what it is, a term denoting nothingness, an instrument of noise. Techniques are noise about God. Grace is the silence in which God is known. What, then, is true prayer? Stop advising God on outcomes, health, supply, or peace. Take no thought for your life. Prayer is receptivity. It is the Sabbath of the heart. Be still and know that I am God, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. True prayer puts you on the receiving end of God, not a wordy river flowing out from you, but a still lake upon which the wind of Spirit moves. I can of my own self do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. When the doer rests, the Father works. When the tongue rests, the word appears. Here is the discipline. Make one clear recognition. God is. The Lord is. That's all. Having spoken that once, stop. Stop. Let your tongue fall quiet. Let your teeth come together. Do not counsel. Do not plead. Do not decorate the infinite with adjectives. Hold yourself available to grace. If thoughts march in, do nothing to them. Withdraw belief, and their borrowed strength returns to dust. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. We are not manufacturing relief. We are discovering presence. As mist before the sun, fear vanishes not by contest, but by revelation. Grace works because God is one, and in wordless stillness that one testifies to itself. We must diagnose the only malady that ever troubles a student of the Spirit, the belief in two powers. Anxiety is not an entity, it is consent. It is the amen we mistakenly give to a voice that has no tongue. When you fear, you are not meeting a second God. You are bowing to your own suggestion that there could be one. You have placed a counterfeit beside the Holy One and ask it to rule. Stop. There are not two thrones. God is one. Who told you you were naked? Who whispered there is another will here, another law? Who by taking thought can add a cubit to his stature? Who by clenching the jaw can make one hair white or black? Who by fretting can manufacture peace? Which of all by anxious care can add one moment to his life? There is no workshop in the human mind that produces harmony. The mind can rehearse danger, project images, amplify echoes, but it cannot create reality. Thought is not power. God is power, therefore there is only one power. Name the nothingness accurately and without drama. Mortal mind, do not be fascinated by the term, is a phrase denoting no thing. It is not a person, not a presence, not a force. It is suggestion, the hiss of as if, the moving of lips on a windless statue. Fear, disease, lack, condemnation, these parade as authority only while you let them rent your belief. Withdraw the lease, and the tenant is discovered never to have had substance. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Why nothing? Because there is no second power in me to answer, to mirror, to fight. God is one. As long as you grant fear a hearing, you serve it as a court stenographer, transcribing fantasies into verdicts. Refuse jurisdiction. Be still and know that I am God. Anxiety borrows your attention, your reverence, your inner microphone. Turn off the switch. Do not argue with it. Arguments imply parity. Do not rebuke it with adjectives. Rebuke presumes it can hear. You cannot counsel a mirage. Let the sun appear and the pool dries of itself. We will prove this, not preach it. 180 seconds. We will not soothe fear. That would acknowledge it. We will not decorate God. That would employ the doer. We will sit before the one with empty hands. God is. The Lord is. That's all. For 3 minutes, fear receives no recognition, no commentary, no inner bow. If it knocks, let it knock into silence. If it paints pictures, let them hang in an empty gallery. We will not attend the exhibition. What happens when the borrower is cut off from its lender? The appearance collapses. Perfect love casts out fear, not by contest, not by technique, but by revelation of what already is. As mist before the sun, the lie of two powers cannot endure the presence of one. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Because God is one, anxiety has nowhere to stand, nothing to breathe, nothing to be. Now we prepare the ground. Diagnosis without surrender leaves us clever and unchanged. Be very firm in your understanding of your own inadequacy. It is your doorway. I can of my own self do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. The personal doer is the last idol to fall because it wears your face. It wants to plan the practice, manage the silence, orchestrate the miracle. Stop, stop, turn it over. Not as a phrase to impress the infinite, but as a yielding. Father, I release the reins I never held. Let me feel your presence. Let the grace of God appear. Make room in the simplest ways. Let the tongue rest heavy behind the teeth. Let the teeth come together gently as a gate shut to chatter. Open the hands in your lap. Remove the fist from your prayer. Soften the eyes. Let them unhook from objects. They do not have to guard the world. Unbrace the shoulders. Let them fall from their imaginary yokes. Do not arrange the breath. Do not count it. Do not improve it. Leave it to the Spirit that gave it. Take no thought. No thought for breath. No thought for outcome. Our posture is consent, not control. Aim at nothing you can measure. We are not trying to feel calm. Calm is not our God. We are not bargaining for relief. Relief is not our Savior. We are recognizing fact. God is. The Lord is. That's all. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. If a wave of quiet passes, be grateful, but do not clutch it. If no sensation arrives, remain as you are, a cleared place. The presence is not a sensation. It is the I that is with you always. Lo, I am with you always. Our work is to step aside and let that I bear witness to itself. A story to expose the doer. A young man came to me, let us call him Daniel, whose nights were stitched with worry. He had mastered affirmations, could quote a dozen psalms without a pause, yet his heart beat like a drum at midnight. I speak truth all night, he said. Yes, he spoke. He never listened. I said, Daniel, tonight, let your tongue fall quiet. Hold your teeth together. Put your hands open on the quilt. Whisper once, Father, here I am. The Father within me doeth the works. Then stop. He did. He reported the next day, not a fireworks display, not a trance, only this. Something in me stopped pushing, and the room filled with a kind of okayness I didn't earn. That is grace. That is the presence doing what presence is. So we empty. Together, not as many minds, but as one awareness consenting. Where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. In a moment when we enter our timed stillness, let this be your inner gesture. Father, take it. Let me feel your presence. Let the grace of God appear. If the mind rushes in, do nothing. Keep the teeth closed, the hands open, the eyes soft. Return to the fact God is. In that vacancy of the personal doer, the one power reveals itself as the only actor, and what needed doing is found already done. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Now we set the ground with two words only. God is. Not a charm, not a chant, not a cud for the tongue. A door. You state it once with the weight of heaven, and then you stop. Stop. Don't go on with vain repetitions. Let all flesh keep silence before him. Let the heart bow. State the fact. Let the fact stand. Let the spirit witness to itself. As long as you believe there is power in a good thought, you are far from the kingdom. Thought is not power. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. God is one, who by arranging phrases can make the sun rise. The letter points, the spirit does, say God is, then make room for what is to disclose itself as your very being. This is the rule for our test and for life. Zero problem solving, zero requests, pure receptivity. Take no thought. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Do not interpret, bargain, or explain. Let your tongue rest behind closed teeth. Let the hands open. Prayer is Sabbath when the worker sits down and the Father within doeth the works. God is one. Therefore, nothing else enjoys independent authority. No fear, no symptom, no thought, no history marching under a flag of inevitability. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Why nothing? Because there is no second power to answer it. As mist before the sun, appearances that fed on your consent vanish when you withdraw the loan of belief. Use the two words as a key at a simple door. Turn once, enter. Do not stand on the threshold jingling keys to prove you possess them. Inside is spirit. Inside, the I that says, "Lo, I am with you always," recognizes itself as the life of your life. You cannot think it or hold it. You can rest in it. When the mind asks, "What next?" I answer with stillness. After God is, there is nothing to add. In him, we live and move and have our being. Therefore, we do not summon presence. We yield to presence. We do not light the sun. We open the shutter. We do not prepare outcomes. We consent to the order already present in the one. The rest belongs to grace, which arranges what already is. So, before we sit, settle it now. You will speak the two words, "once God is," and refuse every inward motion to fix, plead, decorate, or explain. You will let the Holy One be holy without your help. Be still and know, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. One recognition God is. One power is the entire ground of healing. Settle now. The timer begins. We move as one field, not many minds. Let the body come home to its chair, to its breath, unmanaged. Let the tongue rest behind closed teeth. Let the hands open in your lap. Let the eyes soften toward the horizon. Do not curate the breath. Do not aim at feeling. Be still and know that I am God. In this stillness, the worker sits down. The Father within me doeth the works. God is. The Lord is. That's all. First 60 seconds. Consent silently. No power but God. Say it once within, then withdraw the loan of attention from every appearance. No power in fear, no power in memory, no power in forecast, no power in pulse or symptom, no power in headlines, bank books, calendars, or clocks. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. If pictures appear, let them float like leaves on a river you do not own. If phrases form, let them pass unopened. Do not argue. Do not decorate. Acquaint now thyself with him and be at peace. Second 60 seconds, wordless, receiving. Stop, stop. Hold no inner conversation. Make no comment upon silence. I can of my own self do nothing, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Turn the ear of the heart to the quiet and feel without seeking to feel the Father within. Perhaps nothing moves. Good. Remain. Perhaps a subtle warmth, a widening, a holy hush. Do not seize it. Remain where the Spirit of the Lord is. there is liberty. Let liberty be what it is, without your management, without your labels. Final 60 seconds. Allow anxiety, if it wishes, to parade across the stage without a drum. Grant it zero authority. Give it no seat, no scepter, no reply. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Let it come and find nothing in you, no second power to meet it. Do nothing to thoughts. Let belief drain out of them as water from a broken jar. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Perfect love casts out fear. As mist before the sun, the impostor dissolves where it cannot borrow your consent. Release the timer gently. Add no judgment, no postscript of praise or blame. Simply recognize what remains when you do not fight. Presence, the quiet fact that God is nearer than breath, the life of your life. Let gratitude rise if it will. If not, leave even gratitude unforced. We are not producing peace. We are discovering it. In Him we live and move and have our being. Carry nothing away but this recognition. One power. Let it keep you as it keeps the worlds. Do you notice the after sound of the bell? If the breath has softened, if a warmth spread through the chest, if a quiet widening opened behind the eyes, if a simple clarity appeared without your bidding, note it and do not make a shrine of it. These are signs, not the substance. They are footprints in the sand. The walker is presence. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. Sensations come and go. Presence is. Grace is not a feeling. Grace is the fact of God being God, with or without the tremor in your hands. Let the mind ask, did it work? Stop. Stop. There is no it that works. There is only God is. We did not engineer peace. We ceased loaning belief to its opposite and discovered what had never departed. The peace of God which passeth understanding is not minted by minutes. You did not produce it. You uncovered it as a hill emerges when fog lifts. The fog does not leave because you blow upon it. It leaves because the sun is. God is one. Therefore, the residue is not your calm. The residue is present. Refuse the courtroom of evaluation. No success story, no failure tale, neither says anything true. To call it success is to credit the doer you just dismissed. To call it failure is to enthrone an appearance you just unseated. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. What is righteous judgment? God is. The Lord is. That's all. If no warmth visited, if no widening opened, good. You are nearer the spirit than the letter, nearer the invisible than the touchable. You cannot see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or think it, yet in its nearness all things find their order. Name what remains without embroidery. Presence, the eye that says, lo, I am with you always. Not an atmosphere you crafted, not a technique that succeeded, but the quiet fact that the Father within doeth the works. Let this be your inner report, no words at all. Be still and know that I am God. Knowledge here is not data, it is recognition. As mist before the sun, the impostor of two powers has nowhere to stand, and so what stands is what always stood. One, if gratitude rises, let it rise as a tide, not as a speech. Offer thanks without syllables. In everything give thanks. Yes, but give it as receiving, not as reporting. Do not turn to God and say, it happened. God does not traffic in events. God is being. Rest your thanks as an open palm, not a waving flag. Let your amen be breathless, your heart bowed, your mouth closed. Acquaint now thyself with him and be at peace. What remains is trustworthy because it is not yours. The softened breath will change. The warmth will ebb, the clear space will fold and unfold, but presence will not depart from itself. In him we live and move and have our being. So we move forward, not carrying a result, but walking in a recognition. As long as God is, peace is, we did not add it, we stopped denying it. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, here, now, without a second power to oppose it. Expect the mind to protest the loss of its stage. After the hush, it will try to take roll call. How long was that? Did it work? What next? It will propose improvements, assemble arguments, replay scenes, draft tomorrow. Do not be surprised. Do not be impressed. The carnal mind is enmity, not an entity, only the habit of suggestion. Let it spend itself without your consent. Resist not evil. Do nothing to thoughts. Withdraw belief, and their force drains away. Clock watching is fear disguised as management. The hand moves, the numerals change, and the mind says, hurry, hold, compare. Let the clock keep itself. Time is not your shepherd. My times are in thy hand. If you notice the urge to peek at minutes, notice and remain. You are not timing God, you are yielding to God. Be still and know the harvest is grace, not a wage computed by seconds. Compulsive fixing is the doer returning in a new suit. It wants to correct the breath, adjust the posture, recite a better string of holy words. Stop, stop. Take no thought, neither for breath nor for outcome. Let the worker sit down. I can of my own self do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. Each attempt to fix implies a second power misbehaving. There is no such power. Withdraw the loan of your belief and the machine falls silent. Intrusive narratives will arrive with costumes. What if? Remember when. You must. You failed. You'll see. They parade as prophecy and memory. Judge not according to the appearance. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Answer them with nothing. Not a rebuke, not a rebuttal, nothing. To argue is to enthrone. Let the pictures move across the inner screen as birds across a sky you do not own. You cannot see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or think it. So stop trying to grasp God with senses or thought. Sensation can point, it cannot deliver. Thought can bow, it cannot reign. Be still and know that I am God. Knowledge here is recognition without handle or proof. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. If you are swamped, speak once. With weight, God is. Then close the lips. Let the teeth come gently together. Let the hands open. Remain. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Return to silence, not as absence, but as consent. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Do nothing to thoughts. Refuse them a second power, and they pass like mist before the sun. God is one. Therefore, peace is what remains. We do not leave this in the room. We carry it into the street, the kitchen, the inbox. The same 3 minutes will meet you there. Before the hard call, before you press send, before you answer the knock stop. Stop. Lips closed, teeth together, hands open. Say once with weight, God is. Then be still and know. Give anxiety no microphone for 180 seconds. We will not treat the call or the person. We will realize, one, in oneness, the condition has no throne, no separate life, no law. Consider the hard call. You imagine a stern voice, consequences, loss. Who told you you were naked? Who set a second power on the line? God and the practitioner and the circumstance are one presence appearing as caller, called, and the very air between. Enter the silence for 3 minutes. Take no thought. Refuse rehearsal and defense. Let the Father within take the case. When the timer ends, speak only from ease, not from fear's urgency. It is not you that speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking in you. When a panic wave rises like wind against the chest, do not chase it, do not breathe at it, do not argue it into manners. Stand still. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Let the wave break upon the shore that does not move. 3 minutes of holy non-consent, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. The force drains when you withdraw belief. You are not treating adrenaline. You are recognizing one power. The body will follow the lead of realized peace. In the night watches, when you wake and the mind paints catastrophes on the ceiling, do not light the lamp of discussion. Keep the room and let the heart bow. God is. Be still. He giveth his beloved sleep. Hold the silence for 180 seconds. If pictures continue, let them move across the dark like distant lanterns you need not carry. When the minutes pass, roll to the side as one kept, not as one who must keep vigil alone. Act after the pause only. If there is a word to speak, it will be simple. If there is an email to write, it will be clean. If there is nothing to do, you will know. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Do not garnish the moment with effort. Let urgency wait outside the door. Peace is the only credential you require to act. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Action taken in liberty carries a seal. In every scene, pause to realize one power. Then let action rise from peace. Now let us widen the circle without breaking the silence. This is not a mass movement. It is a single recognition shared. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. Do you hear the promise? Not in the tally of heads, not in the brilliance of speech, but in the name, in the nature of oneness. If there were 10 righteous in a city, the city would be spared. A few who know, one steady, the many who fear two. God is one. Therefore, united consciousness is not many minds agreeing. It is one mind revealing itself where consent is shared. We do not send thoughts. We do not project calm across distances like radio waves. Thought is not power. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. A practitioner is not a person with a toolkit. A practitioner is a state of consciousness that knows this truth and rests. God and the practitioner and the patient are all one presence appearing as the circle, the need, and the answer. We are not aiming beams at targets. We are abiding as presence, and in that abiding, appearances lose the authority we once loaned them. Form your practice circles, then, not as clubs of effort, but as appointments with grace. Choose an hour, morning, noon, or evening, for 3 minutes, together, in different rooms, different towns. You will do the simple thing we have done. Lips closed, teeth together, hands open, eyes soft. Speak once within. God is. Then stop. Take no thought for the city, the crisis, the loved one's name. Do not visualize. Do not plead. Do not arrange. When you pray, enter your closet and shut the door. Shut the door on methods and outcomes. Abide as the one presence that constitutes all. Name no enemy. Judge not according to the appearance. If headlines flare, if sirens shout, withdraw the belief that noise is power. Be still and know that I am God. Allow the Father within to be the only doer, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. Let your watch be wordless, Your offering be absence of a second power, 3 minutes. As mist before the sun, the suggestion of chaos fades where it cannot borrow your consent. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. Ye are the salt of the earth. A small pinch preserves a great meal. A few holding, one can steady the many without announcement, without applause. Grace requires no publicity. Let not your left hand know what your right hand doeth. Do not tell it, let it be. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, and liberty spreads without our management, without our methods, by the quiet fact of God being God. Set your watches quietly, agree only on the silence. At the appointed moments, let the worker sit down, let the Father within do the works. If you are 2 in a kitchen, 3 in a shop, 10 across a city, no matter. 1 is the number of God. Shared realization amplifies peace not by accumulation of minds, but by subtraction of belief in a second power. In Him we live and move and have our being. In that being together, anxiety finds no place to stand, and what remains is what always is. Presence, unspent, unlimited, unopposed. Let us make this practical and plain. A life is built by minutes, not by vows. Set a daily cadence that any soul can keep. 3 minutes upon waking before the world enters, before the lamp of the phone is lifted. 3 minutes at midday before the plate, before the second half of the day makes its claim. 3 minutes in the evening before sleep, before the day writes its last sentence. Under 10 minutes, and the door stands open. Lips closed, teeth together, hands open, eyes soft. Speak once within, God is. Then stop, stop, take no thought. The Father within doeth the works. Between these anchors, scatter micro-pauses like seed. 30 seconds at the threshold of a room before you enter. 30 seconds between emails, before send binds word to world. 30 seconds after setting down a cup, before picking up the next task. 30 seconds at the red light, eyes open, heart bowed. Be still and know that I am God. You trade rush for receptivity, management for recognition. Not long, faithful. Not dramatic, constant. 1,000 tiny surrenders make the one surrender familiar. Keep studying the letter, yes. Read, listen, inquire, but insist upon daily spirit time. The letter aims you, the spirit does the work. Do not confuse accumulation with realization. Who by taking notes can add a cubit to his stature? Who by cataloging truths can still the sea? Thought is not power. God is power. Therefore, there is only one power. Give the Spirit minutes, and the letter will flower of itself. Acquaint now thyself with Him, and be at peace. Measure nothing but faithfulness to the silence, not outcomes, not feelings, not stories. Let not your left hand know what your right hand doeth. Harmony appears by grace unmanaged, unscheduled, free, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. If a day feels dull, remain. If a day feels bright, remain. Judge not according to the appearance. Keep the appointment. Let God be God. If you miss a watch, do not atone with chatter. Return at once. My times are in thy hand. Set simple reminders. A bell at dawn, a chime at noon, a hush before bed. Treat the timer as a doorbell, not as a whip. You are not timing God, you are consenting to God. Each return drains belief from a second power. Each return ripens recognition. Frequent, brief returns to one ripen realization into a stable way of being. As mist before the sun, anxiety finds less and less to borrow. God is one. Therefore, life steadies where consent is steady, and the peace that always is becomes the climate of your day. Beloved, we stand at the door. we opened. You have set your watches. You have scattered pauses like seed. You have consented to the silence. Now we seal it in identity. Be very firm in your understanding of your own inadequacy. I can of my own self do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. We go out not as doers, but as instruments, reeds through which the breath plays. We carry no methods, only recognition. God is one. God is. The Lord is. That's all. When questions appear, the answer is not cleverness, but presence. Be still and know that I am God. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Liberty is not made. It is revealed when you rest the hand. Stop. Let grace go before you. Let goodness and mercy follow. You cannot see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or think it. Yet it keeps you as the sea keeps the fish. Yield and discover that what you sought was seeking you. Therefore, this is your charge. Whenever fear knocks, give it zero authority for 180 seconds. Lips closed, teeth together, hands open. Whisper once within God is, and then stop. Stop. Take no thought. Do nothing to thoughts. Let belief drain away. The prince of this world comes and finds nothing in me. Let it come and find nothing in you, no second power, no argument, no throne. When the bell releases, move in the simplicity of peace. Speak few words, walk unhurried. Let love choose your next step. Trust presence to arrange the day before you arrive. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Release striving, retire the planner. When action is required, it will rise from stillness as a leaf floats on a stream that moves of itself. If nothing is required, you will know, and the pause will be your obedience. Now let this benediction fasten itself in you without trumpet. As long as God is, I am. As long as God is one, no second power stands. As long as the Father within doeth the works, your way is kept. Go in the simplicity of one. Be still. Often speak little. Forgive without counting. Let the grace of God appear. Carry no banner but this. Within, God is. The Lord is. That's all. In him we live and move and have our being. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. As mist before the sun, anxiety finds no place to stand. As long as God is, I am.